what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all listen, while I'm doing all this rewatching of Why Did I Get Married and Why Did I Get Married Too, as I wait for him to let us know when is Why Did I Get Married Again dropping. As I look at these couples, baby, half of them, they were just hanging on by vibes and group vacations. And I know that most of them knew each other from, going to college together. Then you grow up, you start your life, they get this timeshare thing. Some of them probably had the mindset that you just stay together through it all or whatever. I don't know what that's about, but you could tell some of them thought like that. But when it comes to Terry and Diane should have never got married. Like, opposites don't always attract. Diane was too career focused. Terry was selfish. And he was so selfish that it was blinding. I don't think Diane wanted the first baby. So I didn't understand what would make him think that she wanted another one. And he had the nerve to tell Diane that when you're married, you give up the eyes for us. But he wasn't giving up his eye of wanting another baby. If he said that Diane was playing drive-by parent with their daughter, why was he acting like she was going to be a stay-at-home mom if they had another one? And Diane was silly for getting her tubes untied just to please him. She wasn't even present then, and she was cheating. When it comes to Angela and Marcus, they were very chaotic. It felt like they were stuck in their college days. The way Angela would talk down to him because he worked for her, even though it was his money that helped her get the salon, that was like what was the point? What are you doing all of this for? I didn't understand that. And then when he got his own job, she still had a problem with it. Then they were sleeping around on each other unprotected, trying to keep it a secret and going around getting secret treatments. That's crazy. When Tyler Perry created For Better or Worse, I think they separated at the end, but we were left on the cliffhanger, so I'm not totally sure. But I know in the press release for Why Did I Get Married Again, it said that the crew was getting back together for Angela and Marcus's daughter's wedding. And after Angela and Marcus had been apart for quite some time, the two quickly learned that as much as things change, they stay the same. So I guess we'll find out whenever it drops. Now, when it comes to Mike and Sheila was in that marriage by herself and Mike was in it for the benefits. Sheila took care of him. She took care of the house. She made life easy for him. He benefited off of that. He also benefited off of her insecurities because they gave him power and control. He was able to exploit the things Sheila was insecure about. And it's possible that he made her that way. He knew Sheila would never leave him. We learned that just listening to some of the things that she would say. Just like when she sat on that bed and asked him, just tell me what you want me to do, Mike. What do you want me to do? I want this to work. Or when she chose to drive up that mountain to save a marriage with a man who chose to stay on the plane with her friend. Yeah, he knew Sheila wasn't going anywhere. He was betting on it. But they say when a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. And Mike was pissed when that control was taken away from him. Not only was he mad at Angela for spilling his tea, but he was also upset that he lost control of the narrative. Angela took the power to embarrass and hurt Sheila away from him, and he didn't like that. When it comes to Sheila and Troy, I feel like that was a rebound relationship. He helped her when she needed it most. He helped build her securities. He encouraged her health journey versus talking down to her the way Mike would do. He was gentle. He was affirming. But she had a soul tie and a trauma bond with Mike. Once she felt like she was healed, she was ready to go back to Atlanta. Top of she missed her friends. Why you need to go back to Atlanta when y'all have already built a life in Colorado? Troy has his own business. Y'all have an income. Y'all were building a life together. So why would you leave all of that to start over from scratch? So I'm interested to see if they're still together. Now, when it comes to Gavin and Patricia, I feel like they could have salvaged their marriage if Patricia was willing to go to therapy with Gavin, if not right after their son passed, maybe somewhere down the line. And I'm not saying it would have been a guarantee, but at least they would have given it a chance. Even though they were both grieving differently, they were both grieving the loss of their son. Gavin wanted to talk through it. Patricia shut down to avoid the pain. And there's nothing wrong with what worked for them personally, but it did create distance in their marriage as a couple. And the farther apart they grew and the less communication they had when it came to that particular situation, that space allowed enough time for tension, resentment, and tolerance to grow. And that's when things took a turn for the worse. While she was trying to tell Angela and Diane that they have to learn how to be vulnerable with their husbands, she didn't do that. And she the counselor. Where was her paper where she wrote on one side the good things about Gavin and on the other side the bad things? Where was her homework? So yeah, like I said, I feel like they were hanging on by vibes and group vacations. Y'all get down in the comments and let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later.